Hello there! Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a video based around sex education. So if you do not know, I was a extra in the Netflix series Sex Education. I was a Moordale student as it was, and yeah, I'm going to be talking about my experience on a set today that featured in Sex Education and a scene which was the Fairground scene. Just a few disclaimers, but within this video I might say some things that might spoil things for people if they have not watched the series before, so if you're happy with that then fine, keep watching. If not, you might want to watch the series first, then come back to this because it might actually make some sense to you then. Second disclaimer really is this is just for people's entertainment to get a sort of insight of what went on that specific day, days while making that scene. Even though I did meet a lot of people during my time on Sex Education, all the times I'm speaking about either TV shows or films, I will never ever sort of publicly announce the names of people who I worked with, like, at all, because that's just wrong, like, without their permission. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this video. So, my first experience of being on the set or a set or in a scene of Sex Education was the Fairground scene, which you might be thinking, well, that's what the second in the second episode of the second season. Yes, this is where I tell you that not everything is filmed in chronological order when it comes to filming things. I didn't actually get onto the school set for until the next month. I think it was June that I first went onto the school set. So for the Fairground scene, it was a 2-day shoot for me. I was only meant to be there for one, but they called me back for a second day because of continuity. So I'm not moaning, I got paid and I got to spend more time on the set, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So today in this video I'm just going to sort of basically say it might end up in two parts, so it might be sort of this video might sort of be like getting to set and me sort of my experience going through costume and stuff like that, and then the second video will be the actual filming of the scene, and I will probably be going through the scene itself and stopping at points telling you where I am in those scenes. I am probably like that big in like where I am, but it's all worth it if you think it is. So the dates were the 14th and 15th of May 2019. So we're getting close to those dates now. That was a Wednesday and a Thursday, so weekday shootings. My check-in time was 1:15 in the afternoon, and my wrap time was 1:24 AM. That, as a filming day goes, is possibly pushing the boundaries a bit there. It's definitely classed as like one of the long days that you get on shooting. So yeah, the location was Monmouth, and the duration was 12 hours and 9 minutes. So I was on set for 12 hours and 9 minutes, basically, from the time I checked in and from the time I checked out. This is all important because at the end of the day, these details basically say how much you get paid at the end of the day. Very important things. Getting to location. I would probably start out at around 10 o'clock in the morning to get to Monmouth from where I live in Birmingham, well, just north of Birmingham really. And I don't remember the traffic being that bad. I always set out early, so I'd have about an hour or an hour and a half to spare before I actually had to go to shoot to the set. Put the postcode in that they gave me into my sat nav, well, my phone GPS maps app, and yeah, got there quite easily. The fun started when I actually got to where the postcode took me to. So the postcode that they gave me took me to literally the end of a road, which was at the start of a dirt track in a sense, somewhere in just north of Monmouth in the countryside. So if you don't know, if you've ever been there, you'll know that Monmouth is literally just a couple of streets. It's just this little village. So it took me to the end of a dirt track basically, and I was like, well, is this right? This doesn't really seem right, but oh well. But anyway, I don't normally go to set straight away. I tend to assess where the location is, and then I go somewhere else to do my face, put my makeup on, have a bit to eat, like, you know, bite to eat. So that's what I did. I find this car park not far from where they say the set is, and I park up. It's a free car park, thank God. So they did tell me that there was like parking actually at the set, but obviously at this point I haven't even found out where that is, so fun times. So I then pull up, I look on my GPS maps for where there's the nearest supermarket, which there only appears to be a Waitrose in Monmouth, as it appears. So I trundled off to Waitrose, sort of got my bearings a bit of like the town, and got my dinner, went back to my car, ate my dinner, and then started applying the makeup to my face. After like, I'd say it's about 12:30, 1:15, like by now, I've got about half an hour before I need to get to set, and I sort of start to think, well, I've got to get myself ready now. So I get my suitcase out of the boot, ready to sort of go on this exploration to the set, and there's this person that like pulls up, and he's also looking as confused as me, and I'm sort of like, so is he one of us? Is he an extra? Like, you know. Anyway, a few minutes go by as I'm getting myself ready, and I notice out the corner of my eye that he's actually walking towards me. So I'm like, right, okay, this could be interesting. And he just simply said, please excuse me if this sounds really weird. And I was like, I think I know what you're going to ask me. And he was like, what's that? It says, are you an extra on sex education? He was like, yes. I was like, I am as well. He was like, oh my God, thank God, I've actually found someone. And I said the same thing to him. I was like, oh my God, thank God you're here, because I honestly had no idea where I was going to go. Because obviously the postcode ends at the end of a track, and it's obviously somewhere down this track that you've got to find the set. So me and him were there sort of trying to find our way to set, and we're walking down this track, which I'd say there's a bit of concrete, but it's mainly dirt, like a dirt track, and there's cars that are going past us. So we're obviously going in the right direction, because every time I looked into like the car, it was a young person, basically somebody who was around the same age as me. So, and there was also people walking down the track as well with suitcases and bags, so we were going in the right direction. And then luckily, because I found out quite fast it was actually quite far away from where we were walking, where we were at, somebody pulled up at the side of us and went, do you want a lift? And we were like, and we sort of like hesitated, because obviously like some random person coming up to you going, do you want a lift? And she was like, are you an extra on the set of sex education? And we were like, yes we are. And she was like, okay, get in then. So we all climbed into this person's car. I'm there with my suitcase, like ramming me up like the side of the car, and he's there with his bag in like next to me, and it's a good job we got that lift, because I mean it didn't seem that long in the car, but like down this dirt track, but like I'm assuming on foot, and having to stop every like time a car comes past, because it was so like close together, because it was so close, would have took quite a long time. Now at this point you're probably thinking, like I was at this point, how the hell am I going to get back to my car at the end of the day? And once again, that was just another mystery in life that I would have to sort out when the time came. Now at the set, we've parked up in the allocated parking that they said on the brief that I never got to. So, and I walk into the holding area, which was literally just like a marquee. It was like a marquee with like sides. It was like a big humongous tent with 3 sections in it. One section was the holding area with like tables, chairs, places you can put all your stuff. You've got like a little buffet kind of thing around the side with an urn for your tea and coffee, and stuff, just simply like stuff like that you can eat or drink. And then at the back of the marquee was where costume and makeup were. So once you had sort of settled in, you found your third AD, you checked in, you then had to go through costume and makeup. It didn't really matter which sort of order you went in. So I think I went to costume first. I think that was the order that I went in, then makeup. So you line up, basically there's two lines, you split the lines so there's not so it goes down pretty quickly. The men went in their section for costume, the women went in the women's side, and you then literally have to just hand all your clothes over that you've brought to set to the costume people, which in a sense they just open your suitcase and they rifle through all your clothes, and then they'll say put this on, you go away, you come back, and they assess what you look like. They told me to wear some jeans that I'd got in my suitcase, to which I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And then they weren't sort of satisfied with the tops that I brought, which is perfectly fine. I wasn't really satisfied either with the things that I managed to take with me. So they went and got me a top, which was actually really cute, I'm not going to lie. It was like this white top with yellow stripes going horizontally. So yeah, that was a really cute top, not gonna lie, and I was pretty happy with what I was wearing. My shoes were my Vans that are like blue and black checkers, with pink piping around the base of the sole. They are actually pretty cool. I got a lot of like comments about those. A lot of people like them, so yeah, I looked pretty cool. I was satisfied with what I was wearing, and then I went through makeup, which was pretty swift because my hair was literally just like this and my makeup was the same. It was just like a very basic face. I looked decent. I was happy with what I was going to look like on the camera, basically. And then I was back to the holding area for further instructions. And those instructions were next a line-up, basically, which is normally what happens, where it is what it says in the title, you line up somewhere, and then costume and makeup walk down the line, just to assess you, and they literally look you up and down like that, and then they will either say, yeah, you're good to go, you can go to set now, or in my case, which is normally the case, they're never satisfied with me. I had to go back to costume, say that the head of costume was not happy with my top that I was wearing, and at that point somebody sort of spotted me, another person in costume, and she went, could you just come with me please? And I was like, okay. And she thought that I looked quite good for the cake lady, which was basically situated in the cake stall, which I'll show you when I get to the videos. And I was going to be based in there until the actual cake lady, who was apparently running late, turned up to take over. So I was like, okay, and she put me in this floral dress. I have a photo of it, I'll put it like here. It was like a floral dress, nothing that I would even put myself in, and it was very thin. It was silk, like a silky type material, with my checkered Vans. I looked like I don't know what. Like, she was like, don't worry about your bottoms, like no one will see you because you're in the cake stand, so they'll only see your top half up. She gave me a little pinafore to put on, so I looked like a baker, and she also put like a little headband, floral headband in my hair. And then she was like, okay, we're going to send you on to set now. I was like, cool. And I got escorted to set, which was pretty nice, by one of the assistants. That was I felt like a slight star, well, famous person for a slight minute. And he escorted me to the cake stand, which was, it was lovely and cool in there. I am not gonna lie, it was like a fridge, and outside was like an oven, and people were so jealous. They were like, oh my god, you must be so comfortable in there. I was like, yes, I am. That was where I started my day on the set, and I think that's where I'm going to end this video for now. Sorry to leave it on like a cliffhanger. I hope you're looking forward to part number 2, where I go through the actual scene and explain what happened at that point throughout that scene, some things that you might have not realised and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll see you in part 2. Bye!